Welcome to a special Father's Day episode of Personal Vault, where I dig into the pieces that raised me, wrecked me, and refuse to be forgotten. I'm Lex. Today we're not talking about thrift store finds or flea market grails. Today we're getting real personal and talking about the only items I have that belong to my dad. Let's crack the vault. Today we have 3 items out of the vault. This mixtape, this Budweiser Beer Masters hat, and this 90s Myrtle Beach bike rally tee. But a quick story to give you reference before we move on. I never met my father. My parents split up when I was very young, and my mom started another relationship. That man adopted me, and so on and so forth. I was 10 years old when my mom sat me down with my stepdad and told me about him and that he was out there somewhere. And I always thought that I would meet the guy. I always just had that in the back of my head. But when I turned 17, came home from school, and my stepdad told me that my dad had passed away. It was a quick shattered dream to that back of the head wish. And it was strange to think I would never meet him. And it stayed with me clearly into my adulthood and now. I hate saying this sentence because it sounds like I don't mean it to undermine it, and I also don't mean it to sound so morbid, but it is a very morbid sentence. The first time I ever saw my dad, he was in a casket. I don't think that my mom meant for that to be the only image I would have of him, but it is. That's the only time I ever saw him as a human, was in that form. And I was 17, I was very young, and it's a very confusing time in your life. Thankfully, I met some of his family, and fast forward into like my early 20s, I got to know them a little bit better, and I ended up with these items. They were in a box and they were like, look through, that was a lot of his stuff. These are the items that I picked.
It's biking weekend.
Myrtle Beach bike rallies were their own universe. Leather, chrome, burnout contest, and vendor tees that told the world exactly where you'd been. Twice a year, thousands of bikers took over the Grand Strand for spring and fall rallies. It wasn't just a weekend, it was a ritual. You had bikes lining every block, bars packed wall to wall, tattoos happening behind pop-up tents, and enough engine noise to shake the sand off a pier. These shirts, they were your badge. Every year it had its own artwork, custom designs, usually screen printed by local vendors in small batches. The 1998 Spring Rally tee, that was a one weekend run. If you missed it, it was gone. These shirts weren't made to last, but the ones that did, they hold smoke, sweat, sun, and stories you probably weren't supposed to tell. This one, well, it's my size, and I wear it every now and then. I don't want to mess it up. The crazy part, the first date you see there, that is my birthday. In 1998, that was the year I turned 14. I guess it's the small connections, I guess. And then there's the mixtape. If you didn't grow up with these, this is how you made playlist before playlist was a word. You sat by the radio, you timed the pause button, you picked every track like it meant something. This is one mixtape my dad made. I have listened to this more times than I can count. It's got like classic rock, like a Frampton and ZZ Top. It's a way to kind of get to know like what was in his head. Not his voice, but like his taste. And in a way, it helps me get to know him better. In the 90s, Budweiser wasn't just a beer. It was a whole aesthetic. It showed up in race cars, bar mirrors, neon signs, dartboards, beach towels, and snapbacks. The Beermaster line, that wasn't something you could just grab off a gas station shelf. Hats like this were handed out to bud distributors, promo reps, bartenders, and people on the inside. The design changed over time. Some people embroidered patches, and the rare ones had a person's name on it. This one, It's got his name on the back. I wear this one a lot. This is the most special. Because like the other things that I grabbed, maybe they weren't his. You question a lot when you don't know your parent. Question that. Like, were these even his things? But this, I can't question. This is definitely his. He wore this on his head. It's got like a rust from the little cap thing on top. Really dingy. You can tell like this was like his favorite hat. He wore it a lot. And it was very touching to find something with his name on it. And it's pretty special to me. These aren't just shelf pieces to me. It's not about the rarity of these items. This is all I have of him. To me, these items are priceless. Happy Father's Day, Pop, and happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. You really matter, and I hope today you feel it. Let me know the favorite thing that you want of your dads. I would love to hear what's in your personal vault. As for what's coming out the vault next episode, I think we're going to need a bigger room because it's not going to fit on this desk.